Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We are a cloud nation. We're the United States of the world. We're an emerging nation. We've been around about 4 years, a little bit over that, putting in solid foundations. We're now expanding our economy, which will improve the liquidity and the value of our currency. And that'll benefit all our citizens, all holding varying amounts of our currency. Anybody can become a citizen. There's no fee, there's no obligation. All you do is register and prove you're a real person, and that's it. You then have the option to participate in any of the programs that we run, generate income, enjoy life, find true happiness, whatever. But it's all up to you. You're not obligated to get involved in anything that you don't want to. All our citizens are seen as equals because we're all part of one big family of humanity. We don't pigeonhole you because you're fat or thin or old or young or black or white or male or female or anything else. We just see everybody as a human being, part of that big family. We recognize that every human being's unique, has something unique to offer our community, and therefore of equal value to our community. It's a non-separatist policy, a non-separatist ideology. And we have a little affirmation to help us with that before we get started each night. Before that affirmation, we have a little prayer to help us find what everybody really seeks in life, and that is true happiness, something that you can't buy. Don't matter how much money you've got, you won't necessarily be happy. A lot of people out there searching for something and they don't really know what it is. They've got all sorts of things, more cars, lots of motorbikes, shoes, hats, houses, clothes, whatever. And yet they're not happy. There's something missing from their life. And unfortunately, these people don't understand that true inner joy that everybody seeks can only be found through loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is not only does it make them happy and you happier than them, but it also attracts into your life everything else that you want and need. You don't have to chase after money, which is very difficult, stressful, and often causes ill health. All you have to worry about is being of loving service to others, and everything will start working for you in the most wonderful way. So that's what our little prayer is about. But before we get that prayer and the affirmation, we'll just welcome everybody that is watching, whether you're watching live or the replay. A lot of our members do watch the replay because 7 p.m. London time is not an ideal time for everybody, even if you live in London. And particularly if you live in perhaps the Philippines or somewhere where it's the middle of the night. So we do have replays going back to the day we started, and they're available on YouTube and Facebook, and more recently also in Twitch. Okay, so who have we got in now? I can see we've got a few people in the comments section, and we've got Lewis in from Portugal, Lisbon in Portugal. We got Don in from Vancouver Island in Canada. We've got Peter in from Kettering in England, Werner from South Africa, Willie Coombs from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Norman from Doncaster in England, Maureen from London in England, Bozina in from Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, Eric in from Quebec in Canada, and we got Toby in from Nigeria. So we've got a good mix of people from different countries in, and it's lovely to see you all, and you are appreciated. So let's get started right away with, we got Andrew in from New Zealand as well. Let's get started right away with that little prayer and the affirmation, and then we'll move on and bring you up to date with what's been going on specifically today, but through the week and where we're headed and what we've got in store. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, each member finds the joy of service, and through service attracts true happiness and everything they want and need into their life. Amen. And our little affirmation. We're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay. Right. Hopefully, a lot of you today will have seen a couple of messages we sent to your inbox. I sent one earlier on this morning regarding the ShareHope, announcing the ShareHope URL to our members, and also regarding the launch of Beyond Infinity's PPP plan. So I want to talk a little bit about both of them. The ShareHope, we've been in soft launch for I don't know how long actually. Probably, I think it's 3 weeks this weekend, and we've pretty much got everything up and running now and available. The reason we are still in beta is because we've got a couple of things that we need to test just to make sure they're working, but also we haven't resolved yet the most important part of the power line, and that is notification to people when somebody below them in the power line upgrades. And that will present us with a bit of a challenge, but we will overcome it one way or another. So, but there are things that we've done that are working now. We have the ranks that are created through the matrices. We have them now being transferred to the We Share Abundance database, and that will automate the payments on the 2nd of the month, the withdrawals from the ShareHope wallet. And that is just the beginning of withdrawals from the ShareHope wallet, but it will always be the major part, because that's the only way that anybody's going to get to withdrawing $10,000 a month from that wallet. The actual $10,000 a month over time may be increased, but it will always be the primary way of releasing funds from your wallet. But as we improve our liquidity and value in as a community, rather than you as individuals through your matrices, then there will also be payments that will be going out automatically every month for every member, based on the surplus liquidity that we have, if you like, over and above everything that we need to pay our bills and for the private liquidity pools and everything else. So that will be coming, not too distant future probably, but in essence the ShareHope plan is now up and running and working. We've got to test the automatic updates. I'm not quite sure whether we got that date changed. I know there was some reason why it wasn't as simple as I thought it was. I know that we have now got a cron job running, which will automate the renewal of your subscription as long as you've got funds in your ShareHope account. That deposit account, as long as you deposited funds in there, you've got enough in, it'll make sure you never skip your subscription and lose your place in the matrix. It'll also mean that if you piff somebody in, you don't have to worry about making sure that they activate their subscription. It'll happen automatically when the cron job runs. It'll look and it'll say, oh, there's no subscription here. Have we got money? Yeah, boom, put it in, $10, and they're in for 4 weeks. So that is all there. It's not thoroughly tested because on the live side, it's very difficult. You have to just run it and keep your fingers crossed. But we are pretty confident that that is working, and that the payment withdrawals from the ShareHope wallet will work. However, on Tuesday, rather than run them automatically, Devian is going to run them manually just to keep her eye on things and check that it is all being done as it should. Okay, so that is why I've announced it to everybody. We are in launch. It is beta launch until we get that Powerline notification system working. We'll have to have discussions and tanks about it, because we can't jeopardize the servers. We have to do it in the right way, and it may involve a third-party email service, but then it's linking it up to send the emails we want at the right time with the right information, which everything is possible, let's put it that way, but it depends on the email service and what they're prepared to allow us to do through linking into their systems, the API system. So that is a very, very important part, because obviously if you're in and you're a free member and you get an email and it says somebody's upgraded, you better upgrade or you'll lose them from your downline, you think, oh well, yeah, okay. And then you get another one and you think, well, that's 2 people, and then you get another and that's 3, and then you get another and that's 4. You think, well, I better do something about this, otherwise I'm going to lose all these people. And the more emails you get about this, the more people that are upgrading below you, the more it prompts you to upgrade. And then when you upgrade, of course, it affects the people above you as well. So it's, the old domino effect, isn't it? One person at the bottom upgrades, and then somebody above them upgrades, and that's 2 people for the people above them, and so on. So it just keeps knocking forward. And of course, with our Powerline, everybody will benefit. It's not like most Powerlines where you may well get a message saying that somebody in your Powerline is upgraded, but if they're not in your team, it doesn't matter whether you upgrade or not, you're not going to benefit from them. So we do differ. It is beneficial for everybody to be upgraded and take advantage of the Powerline situation. So that is why we are in beta launch for the 777 plan. You got 2 messages in your inbox. One of them is the notification to the members, really, and the second one is the one that I often send when I'm emailing out to lists, and it's an example of what I've emailed, and you can take that and modify it in any way you like. Obviously, make sure you modify the affiliate links in those emails. It's got to be your affiliate link instead of mine, or the admin. I mean, it is my link, but as an admin, there's no commissions payable or anything like that. It all goes into the treasury. So you need to at least change the affiliate link. Make sure it's got your name, your affiliate username in there instead of Frami. But you can use it in any way, part, shape, bits of it. Take out what you don't like, change it around, do whatever. It's there just to help you and give you some ideas. And so you've got a couple of them today. And the main one went out now. Beyond Infinity are saying that they're going to be really, really strict about the way that the Triple P plan is promoted, and that you can't just advertise it on social media or do a solo ad blast or this sort of thing. And so that's why particularly I included a way that you can do things in the email that I sent out to you, where you just arouse a bit of curiosity, and you get them into We Share Abundance. Once they're in We Share Abundance, we are talking directly to people that we know. They're within our circle, if you like. It's not like just putting an advert out on Facebook. So that is why you've got two in your inbox. If you're on the mailing list, you'll have got 3, because you'll have got it as an email as well. Okay. It has already had some sort of impact, not too big, but it's a little bit of an impact on the numbers, and I'll give you those in a moment. The other thing I want to talk about is the other launch, which is the Beyond Infinity Triple P plan. Don't get kicked out by promoting it in a way that they won't approve of. If you watch the video, there's a video in your back office. Victoria put it up in the Telegram group, but it didn't play from there, and I told her about it, so hopefully that's been corrected, and you can perhaps get the link from the Telegram group, but you can get it in your back office, and it plays no problem from your back office in the training section. I think it's the first or second thing you come to, and its description tells you what it is, so you can watch the video there, and they talk about the promotion, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, and various other things, and how the system will work when it's complete. They're still working on the back end, but you can join. And I know that when I last looked, there were probably about $600,000 worth of contributions that have been made already, and it only launched midnight last night, midnight Greenwich Mean Time, which is like what is it like? I think it's like 1 a.m. London time this morning. Okay, so the plan is capturing people's imagination, but I also want to issue a bit of a warning about it, because it does offer remarkably high returns, and I'm not sure that they are achievable. And Beyond Infinity in their video say these are not guaranteed payments. We can only pay out what we get in from third parties, and we're subject to what we get from them. And also we still don't know what withdrawal limits they're going to set. They are talking hypothetically about wanting to get back to unlimited withdrawals, but at the moment they're restricted to like $700 a week, and these plans, people are going to be wanting to withdraw tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars that they've generated. The The only reason for not releasing all the funds that you've earned is because there aren't enough funds to cover the payments. Why? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. And I don't know the answer, and you probably won't know the answer, but you've got to, it's a bit of a red flag. As long as you are making money from the program, okay, it's not bad. As long as you're not losing money from the program, it's not bad. But I wouldn't recommend you getting in with $5,000 or $10,000 or things like that, which some people will be doing. Some people probably more, 30, 40, 50,000 some people will be putting in. Lucky they've got it. But I think, you know, for what is on offer, 500 is perhaps as much as you should be going with. It's the minimum that they allow. I think it's the maximum you should be going with. They also said it's going to be about 7 days after a group completes before it starts earning, and then it's 12 weeks. So we're now looking at 13 weeks instead of 12 weeks, and they say that's not guaranteed either. So it could be into 14 or 15 or 16 weeks. The first payment you get is the important one, even though it's not the biggest one. In fact, it's the smallest one. But it does mean that you will have got your money back, all bar whatever fees were involved in getting involved. So for all intents and purposes, once you get that first payment, you're free and clear. Now then, you can, at that point, say, okay, and risk the same amount again. So you're extending your risk by another 3 months or whatever it is. But then when it pays out that second time, it should also be paying the second payment on your first time, which is significantly more, and you'll be well into profit. So that is what I would advocate doing, rather than putting in a big lump of money. And if you think 500 is a bit risky, do it with the 50 that we have set up through the co-op. We've already got 2 plans filled. That's like 20 people participating in the co-op. I think we'll probably get maybe 100 people. It's a good bet, okay, is the best way I can put it, for $50. If you lose, okay, you've only lost $50. If it goes and you get paid out the first time, you've got your money back. And when it pays out the second time, you're in profit. And you can probably then risk your own account, though you wouldn't have enough. No, you'd only have 350, but that 350, if you're prepared to risk another 150, you could then get your own account in their plan with that, or you could wait until you see if the third payment comes. If the third payment comes, then you definitely got enough to get into the plan. You've got 3,500, so you can, you know, put 500 in, 3,000 in your pocket, and you're laughing all the way to the bank. But do be cautious. It is very attractive because they're quoting huge sums. I'm not sure, as I say, that those sums are realistic. To get anywhere near that, you've got to do an absolute minimum of 2.5% per day on your trading average. And some days you're going to lose. There's no trader in the world that doesn't have days where they lose money. It's a bit like a boxer. He gets in the ring, he expects to get hit, but he expects to hit more than he gets hit and more powerfully, and so win the contest. And it's a bit the same with trading. You know that you're going to have some days where things don't go well for you and you're going to lose. And to average 2.5% per day on your trading is really, you're in the top fraction of a percent of traders if you can do that. There'll be a lot of traders that have made more in a certain period of time, but over a year, 2 years, 3 years, to actually maintain that as an average is remarkably good at trading and almost unheard of, even with all the bots and charts and everything that is there to help people today. So it's a good, I believe the risk reward ratio is enough to make it worth having a go at, but you've got to do whatever you think. And as I say, I wouldn't get involved with more than 500 personally, even if you've got 5,000, but you may want to do it. If you've got 5,000 that you're not really bothered about whether you win or lose, and you think you're going to get it back in 12, 13, 14 weeks anyway, then that's your choice. But I just want to make you aware of some of the things that they've actually said in that webinar, and issue a word of caution. Okay, so there we go. Let's have a look who else we've got in here. We had Andrew. I remember Andrew from New Zealand. We've got Colin in from South Africa. We got Richard in from England, Devon. Kingsley from Manchester, England. Sam from Nigeria. Ahmad from Abuja in Nigeria. And we got Sam asking a question, I think. I was trying to log into the ShareHope page with my Visa login details for the system telling me invalid password. Make sure you're using your username, not your email, and it should work. The fact that it said invalid password may mean that it's invalid credentials, and you're putting in an email rather than your username. I know to log into We Share Abundance, you have to use your email address, but to log into the ShareHope plan, you've got to use your username. So try that. And if you still have a problem, then you will need to put a support ticket in, and we'll try and get it sorted out for you. Okay. Right, so that basically are the two launches. It is going well. It's attracted a lot of money, as I say. Last time I looked, it was over $600,000 in contributions that they'd taken in about 18 hours, maybe a bit less. So they're certainly going to be over 1 million, I would think, by tomorrow. And how many millions they get to, I don't know. As I say, we are getting people that think, yeah, I'll have a gamble for $50 in the co-op, and we've got a couple of shares in there now. They are in a totally separate account under our what's it called? Our limited by guarantee company, non-profit organization, or whatever they call it. It's got a long name. It's Share Abundance, and it's registered in the UK. And the account is opened in Beyond Infinity and verified there, so it's ready for withdrawals and everything else. And And as I say, there are currently 2 plans that are filled up, 20 people that are in there, and there are probably a few more forms that have come in since I last looked. The Shashi, who is looking after that side of it, is taking a lot of the weight off me, but it's still amazingly time consuming because there's nobody else really that I can allocate to managing the funds at this stage. So so I've got to go and withdraw from their available cash wallet. And unfortunately, we're getting people submitting the form that haven't got any money in their available cash wallet. So that just wastes time as well, because he's putting them onto the spreadsheet, and then I'm going to the spreadsheet and I'm going to pull the money out of their available cash wallet, and they've got none in. So I've got to mark the spreadsheet up, and then he's got to communicate with them saying, you know, you're not in this because we couldn't take any money out of your wallet because you haven't got any money in there, or you haven't got sufficient. Some people have got a little bit in, but not enough, you know. I thought I'd made it really, really clear on the form, but obviously I haven't. And I suppose a lot of people get the form, and English isn't their first language anyway, and so they probably skip through it and say, okay, all I want to do is this. And anyway, it is time consuming, despite the fact that Shashi is helping out a lot. Okay. Eric says, my friend had trouble logging ShareHope and went and changed his password, and now it's okay. Yeah, that is another option. If you are using your username and not an email address, then if you update your password in WeShare Abundance, it'll automatically update in ShareHope. It wasn't doing that, and that's one of the bugs we've fixed this week. It will now update your password in ShareHope, and then you shouldn't have a problem. Sam said, my details used to be automatically by Google, and that's what I was also using. I don't know how that works, automatically by Google. I think if you're using Google Chrome, perhaps you can save your passwords in there. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know enough about saving your passwords in Google Chrome and things. But anyway, there you go. Where do we pay the $50 into? It's got to be in your available cash wallet. We take it out of there when you submit the form. So don't submit the form until you put your money into your available cash wallet. Okay. Pretty much everything we do from now going forward is through our system, which is pretty unique in that we have our own exchange, we have our own currency, we have that available cash wallet, which you can use for anything within our community. And then if you want to take things outside of our community, you just go to the exchange, swap it for Tether, or you can take it out as ShareHope. If you want to hold ShareHope tokens, you can take it out as ShareHope. They will in time go up in value. Whereas if you switch it to Tether, you can spend it now. But if you just sort of storing Tether, that will not go up in value. In fact, as the dollar loses value, which it does consistently all the time, as all fiat currencies do, then you're gradually going to be eroding your wealth. If you keep it in ShareHope, it's going to be growing. So that's another thought. But if you need to spend it today, obviously you take it to the exchange, you swap it for Tether, and then you convert it into your local currency and go and buy whatever you need to buy. Okay. But it is pretty unique. I don't think there is I don't think there is a system quite like that out there, other than We Share Abundance. So it gives you the best of both worlds. And of course, the fees, we can keep the fees down, because if we were to put ShareHope on an exchange, which would be, what's the best word for it? We could do it, but it would be onerous on us to make sure we got enough transfers going through to cover their fees, and if they didn't, they'd want us to make it up and all this sort of stuff. But if we did that, then you would be paying fees every time you did a transfer, and of course there are no conversion fees in our wallet, and you get that guaranteed price. You don't always know what you're going to get, so it is very unique and very powerful for you. So that's where we are. Next week we have the first of the month. We'll be running the month-end figures, or the beginning of the month figures, whatever you want to call it. We'll be testing the withdrawals. They'll be all going out automatically. There'll be a few other little bits and pieces to tidy up, and then we'll get on to the 777 plan, making those changes there, and testing that again with the balancing of the assisted entries versus the money we're getting in for the assisted entries. And we'll be seeing how that works, along with the spillover system that we are incorporating from the pass-ups you get. It won't affect the fact that you refer somebody and you've lost them. You will keep that person, but the pass-ups from that person, once you've got through a certain number of pass-ups anyway, they will recycle under your people, pushing them through quicker, which is more beneficial to you, because it's going to get more and more people into the higher levels faster. So it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. And obviously we've done projections on it, but you can't account for what happens in real life. So you have to wait and see how they compare to your projections and adjust your projections and so on. It is something, the 777 plan, that's never really been done before, and so we are pioneers in that, as we are in many things, and we will get the balance right. There are always adjustments that we may have to make, but we can make them up or down or sideways or any way we choose to get that balance right, to make sure the plan is sustainable indefinitely. Okay, who else have we got? We've got Peter in from Cameroon. Hi there. Right, numbers. While you're having a think, if you've got any questions. Can we catch him out? Okay, right. We have an increase of 17 in our ShareHope plan, paid members, to 291. And that is a bigger increase than we've been seeing. Why? Because people now have the link there. And if we can get those emails going out, that'll push people through, you know, like I talked, that domino effect, then we will start to see bigger numbers coming through. And as people start earning bigger commissions, and then you can post favorable reports about withdrawing money. Don't quote figures. It's better to say, you know, I made enough to do this or do that, rather than I made $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever, you know. the authorities don't like you quoting numbers, but to actually say, you know, oh, it's great, I made enough to pay my rent, or I put a deposit on my car, or whatever, you know, and that often is more effective as a testimonial, because people relate more to what they can do with the money, you know. Okay. So where were we? 17 to 291. It might have gone up more. Let me just, out of curiosity, have a look and see, because I took these about an hour ago, a bit more than an hour ago now. I've lost my cursor. I'm going to have to get glasses, I think. Here we go. Now, what am I looking for? I know. Up here. Share hope. Admin menu, dashboard. Yeah, it's up at 296 now, so that's another 5. So it's actually up 22 since I sent that email out this afternoon. Get back to here. So it'll start growing a little bit quicker, and especially, as I say, once we get those emails coming out. The 777 plan is up by 44 to 18,529. The what's the next one? Registered members is up by 56 to 44,632. We're probably going to bring that down in the near future, because if people haven't verified their email over, you know, within 7 days, we're going to kick them out, I think. But that's up 56 at the moment to 44,632. Active membership count was up by 20 to 2,329. Multiply Visa bonus pool scraped into the next dollar level, $10,451.23. No change in the membership levels there. Somebody again today asking about Visa tokens. Nothing going to happen with them until we've got the Fund Miracles site and the mall working, and then we'll get on to the Visa tokens, and we will get that Multiply Visa site reactivated as an income stream. It's no good as an income stream at the moment, apart from the fact that you can make income from the adverts that you run on there, because it's a good source of advertising. Okay, we got a couple more people in. We got Alexis in. Let all payment method for buying levels also share Hope Wallet be used. Let all payment method for buying levels also share Hope Wallet be used. You can use pretty much anything you want now, Alexis. You can use crypto, various different cryptos, and you can use a card to fund your available cash wallet. And everything we do is through the available cash wallet. So you can put in money in any form or shape that you choose, and then it's there available for whatever you want to use it within our community. So it's already there. If that's what you're asking us to do, it's there. Just use it. We got Reynold in saying hi from Trinidad and Tobago. And we got me saying goodbye, I think, because there's no questions. I've run through a few things there. Next week is going to be interesting. Well, it's going to be interesting tomorrow, because I don't know when that cron job's going to run. I'll be keeping my eye on it around about 5 o'clock to see if it runs. And if it doesn't run 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, then we'll be looking to see if it runs at Eric's 5 o'clock in Quebec there, and whether or not it actually does automatically update both matrices. And there will be a little bit more update on them because we're getting a few more people in, because a few more people now know where to find the link. So you can you can let people know about the ShareHope plan now. We are launching. It's not fully 100% out of test mode, and one of the most important features, which is that emailing of people that upgrade when they upgrade in the Power Plan, isn't working at the moment. But other than that, it's pretty much good to go, I think. But we'll know better by this time tomorrow, won't we? Okay. So that's it from me. I'll be here tomorrow, 7 p.m. London time, YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook. Until then, get out there and see how many people you can get in, see how we can boost the levels of all the plans and the membership base and everything else just by being of loving service to others. And you'll find almost miraculously things are starting to happen for you when you go about life with that attitude. Okay, so go the extra mile. And I'll see you later, alligator. Ain't a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator. Come on. Ain't a wild crocodile.